this camp life, this camp life, this camp life. Yeah, we live this camp life. Yeah, we prophesy 365 for this camp life, this camp life.
Boots lace, you know we came to ride. All on your block, don't care about the odds. This truth is do or die. Come crown the kings and watch how we bling. We here 365. While you and your dreams, we on the scene, saving our people's lives. What a time to be alive when it's going down. I got both eyes on the same prize. If you're trying to build, then it's hammer time.
Where you go? Okay. I got you. Yeah, okay. Go to James 3 and 15. Because all together with also we're showing you, all right? James 3 and 15. Read.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 15. This wisdom descended not from above.
What he's showing you is the things we learned as children growing up, the customs we learned, right? That wasn't our culture, it wasn't our heritage.
I'm on right here.
The Bible says these things that we learn, right? It says this was wisdom. Read again.
This wisdom descended not from above.
This wasn't godly wisdom. These weren't godly customs to follow. It didn't come from God. Read.
But is earthly.
It's earthly. It came from men on earth who aren't the prophets of God. Read.
Sensual. Devilish.
It said it was devilish. So guess what, Fletcher? All these religions that we learned in denominations were devilish. They were deceitful. They were lies. Right? Read.
For where envy and strife is.
It says it was envying. Why? Because you have one denomination against another denomination. You have one denomination saying that black people are cursed because of the color of their skin. You have another denomination saying what? That the angels are white. God is white, right? If anything was made in the heavens, it would be the reflection of a white man. But that was lies, right? Read.
There is confusion and every.
And this is why we're confused on the earth. This is why we don't know where to go, where to follow, what is right and what is wrong. I've heard so many things, I just don't know no more. This is why. It's because of the confusion of these devilish religions that were taught to our people. And it was taught to them in order to do what? To disconnect them away from God. You understand what I'm saying? So today is the Sabbath day. Fletcher, how do you keep the Sabbath day? Yeah, you've been to church before, right? So the should have instructed you on how to properly keep God's Sabbath day. What is the Sabbath day?
Sabbath day is supposed to be on Saturday.
Right, on Saturday. Okay, that's good. That's a start. It's supposed to be on Saturday. You're absolutely right. When does it start? Give me that in Nehemiah 13 and 9. I'm going to show you real quick, okay? Because that's why it goes back into what it says. The confusion. Now we don't know how to serve God properly. Because we were in these church houses, but they weren't teaching nothing. All they were doing was dancing up and down. We're in the church houses, but they got a Christmas tree set up. When that's paganism, that's absolutely against God. You get what I'm saying? Read that.
So look at Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 9.
Go to 19.
Verse 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark.
So it says, this was during the time of Nehemiah. During the time when the gates of Jerusalem were closed, right? Because the Sabbath day was approaching. But they knew the Sabbath was approaching. How? Read that again.
And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark.
So when it began to get dark, they knew the Sabbath was coming. Read.
Began to be dark before the Sabbath. I commanded that the gates should be shut and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath.
So they knew the Sabbath started when the sun went down Friday night, right? Go to Leviticus 23, give me verse 2, right? Now on the Sabbath, right, when it starts at nighttime, right, you're supposed to do what? What are we supposed to do as a nation of people? Because if this is our heritage and our culture, there's a requirement God requires of us to be able to keep the Sabbath properly. Let's read it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel.
You are a descendant of the children of Israel. That's why we're speaking to you. Read.
And say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation.
It says a holy convocation. What is a convocation? it falls under the category of an assembly. So in our communities, we are supposed to assemble together. Read.
Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done.
So 6 days we got to work. Remember, the beginning of the month, the week is what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the 6th day. So we got 6 days to work, read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
But as the sun starts to set and go down, right, on Friday, when it hits nighttime, that is the Sabbath of rest. Read.
And holy convocation. You shall do no work therein.
So then we are to meet up the next day on Saturday and meet together to what? Rest and learn in the scriptures, right? How do you prepare for the Sabbath?
Rest.
Exodus 16:23.
Rest before the Sabbath.
I'm going to read it to you, right? Because if you're going to gather together, right, obviously throughout the day you're going to get hungry. So how are you supposed to prep for that? Because there's rules and regulations.
You only eat on the Sabbath.
Huh?
You only eat on the Sabbath.
You can eat on the Sabbath, right? But you got to prep for it. We're going to read.
Bring it up. The book of Exodus chapter 16 and verse 23. And he said unto them that this is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today.
So it says, bake what you're going to bake today, right, before the sun sets. Read.
And see that you will see.
Boil whatever you're going to boil, right? Read.
And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
And whatever you made is what's going to be able to hold you and your family until the Sabbath is over. Right? Exodus 35 and verse 3. Right? So that means you can't cook on the Sabbath. You understand? We're not supposed to be cooking on no microwave, no stove. Don't try to go get some sticks and start a fire. Right? If the sun's out, don't try to cook your food outside. Right? Leaving it out. Can't do that. That's why you prep prior. You get what I'm saying? You prep prior. So once everything's done, you can just snack on what you already made. Right? Read. Matter of fact, go to Nehemiah 10 and 31. You also can't buy and sell on the Sabbath day. That's why when we read in Nehemiah, that's why they were closing down Jerusalem and shutting down the gates, because the whole city completely stopped. There was no buying, there was no selling, there was no doing whatever you wanted to do. It was the day of rest. Think about it today. The people know we are the people of the book. That's why on Saturdays you have the biggest sales. Because they want our people to do what? Continue to break the Sabbath. Right? Read.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals,
although all these stores are open, right, selling victuals inside of them, read.
On the Sabbath day,
and today's the Sabbath day, and they're selling. This is how you know they don't believe in the one true God. Because all their pharmaceuticals and stores and all that is open on God's holy Sabbath day. Right. But if they believed in God, and if they truly were the people of God, this whole place would be shut down. Right. Right. Read.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we will not buy it of them.
We will not buy it. So although you see us on the corners teaching, we will not go in these stores and buy it. Because we understand and we know that you're not supposed to buy or sell on the Sabbath. Read.
That we will not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day. And that we would leave the 7th year and the exaction of every debt.
You can stop right there. So now you know that the Sabbath starts when? Friday, sundown. And it's over Saturday, sundown. Right? And you're supposed to prep prior.
You're supposed to prep prior before the Sabbath.
Correct. And what else are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to, you can eat on the Sabbath, but you can't cook.
Can't cook on the Sabbath. Or buy.
Or
sell.
Sell, yeah.
The last thing you forgot was we have to gather together.
Yeah, we gotta gather together.
So you should come gather together with us today to keep the Sabbath. Sirach 5 and 7. You should gather together to come keep the Sabbath. Think about it. How you gonna show God you love him? How you gonna show him? right? Hold that real quick. Go to 1 John 5. I'm gonna show you. How you gonna show God? Think about it. When we heard these things, bro, we stopped doing what we were doing and we learned more and started to pick up to do it. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't say, oh, nah, man, I gotta go finish this blunt. Oh, nah, man, I gotta go here. Oh, nah, man, I got this going on, that going on. Man, listen, the only thing that should be going on is the children of Israel keeping God's Sabbath holy. That's it. All right, read.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
This is how you gonna show God you love him. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
To keep the Sabbath holy, that's a commandment. So by your actions, you're going to show him that you love him because you're putting him first, not eating everything you got to do. All right? Go back. Look at that. Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
The Bible says don't put off day to day. Don't be like, man, I'm gonna go meet with the brothers next week. I'm gonna go meet with the brothers next week. You know why we do that? Because eventually it never happens. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna be the day where you gotta fight against yourself and say, I know I'm lying to myself, so let me push back what I'm saying in my own mind, and I'ma just do it. Right? Read.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
It says suddenly, in your comfort, right? Something can happen to you, God forbid, but something can happen to you. There's been all kind of people who hear this, and then they walk away, and something happens. Right? Because why? God sent you here to learn how to serve him. There was a reason why he had you come to this particular gas station out of all the gas stations in the city, because he wanted you to run into the prophets of God so that you can learn how to keep the Sabbath.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.